When you're a sole proprietor or an N of three, you've got three employees, you are the chief uh chief cook and bottle washer, right? You're doing everything. Talk about some of those challenges as a small business owner, and how you have faced some of those.
Yeah, I very much resonate with that. And I spent a good bit of my business years in the franchise industry. So we launched multiple national brands. We also acquired a brand that we had for a few years and sort of cleaned up and resold. And I love, I'll just spend just a minute here on franchising. I love it because it really does help, because franchisees are still small business owners. They're just local business owners that are paying for professional support from a national brand. And so they're still investing, but from a national brand standpoint, you're able to provide a lot of resources at scale to your locations. And what I always think of it is I think there's about 7 different hats that you have to wear as a local small business owner, which is very difficult. And I found it to be difficult as a young entrepreneur. Running my own business, I found there were certain things that I just was not really good at. For example, finance was one that I just have never really been driven by money and by the financial success. We've experienced plenty of it, but it's never been something that was a driver for me. As a result, I wasn't very good at it. And I ended up having to take some classes, and I ended up getting kind of excited about it as a result of learning some things. I think that's one characteristic of me is I love learning. I love reading, and I got so good at finance that I ended up creating a game called the Easy Profit Game to help small business owners to be able to be better at running their business, being able to look at their numbers on their business and be able to use that as a tool to leverage to make decisions. And that game has been widely used within franchising and within other small businesses everywhere. So you can get a copy at easyprofitgame.com. I didn't think I was going to mention that today, but it's been one of the things that I've done. But yeah, I think having to wear all those hats is very difficult for business owners. And mind you, those 7 hats are just for business. That has nothing to do with the success of the rest of your life, your family and your spiritual life and your recreation and your entertainment and all these different things. It's a load. And oftentimes it feels impossible. It feels like too much. And so I just think that's something for us to recognize. It is very important for us to deregulate small business in America. And I think President Trump and his team, I think of especially the work that Lee Zeldin's doing through the EPA is just incredible. The way they're slashing regulations.